Welcome back, everybody. This is the G1 League action, and me and Luminous are back from New York. We've had a bit of a holiday. We've got ourselves some, well, not really sun. It was nice and freezing cold up in Rochester, New York. But we're back for some G1 League action. Well, with two teams, Kaipi and Team Empire. Kaipi, whose eternal envy we spent some time with over the weekend, but we're now going to be casting him. We're back in LA, and we're back with some good old G1 League action.
Yep, it is good old European Dota, and the bans reflect just that. Wisp first ban out here by Kaipi. Meanwhile, Darkseer and Nyx Assassin being banned out. So no Bat Rider, no Magnus, no Lifestealer, and Team Empire is going to have their pick, I guess. Kaipi's going to ban out one of those, I imagine, and Team Empire really happy, I imagine, to pick up any of those heroes.
Yeah, and this is a really important match for both teams. Just give it a perspective of where we are. This is the brackets here. This is Phase 1. The way Phase 1 works is it's essentially a play-in match. It's single elimination. If you get to Phase 2, then you're playing in a double elimination where the top two teams from Phase 2 advance. But these four Phase 1 matches, we've got EG versus AL, which AL won. The second game, a bit of controversy, but you can find the official statements over on your Team Liquid, Ghost Gamers and stuff. AL did get the default win for. We've got Kaipi versus Team Empire here. VP lost to Mouse Sports in the Phase 1 action, so VP are completely out of it. Then later on tonight, we've got Q Pandas up against Team Dignitas. Winner of that goes on to face Na'Vi, but this is well, not best of one, best of 3 matches, but a single elimination. Once you win this match, then you're in the double elimination bracket, so it'll be interesting to see how these two teams go down. Empire haven't really been sort of as dominant as they were when they had Funnick, but they still got some definite potential with their lineup.
Yeah, I'm personally not I don't personally mind having the quote-unquote bad teams knocked out, but with the Western Qualifier with so many good teams, it feels really, really brutal. I mean, Virtus Pro, not a bad team by any stretch of imagination. They're a tier 1 team, and seeing them not being able to compete anymore is very, very sad. Same thing with EG, although they've been slumping for a long time. And of course, by the end of this best of 3, either Team Empire or Kaipi will be out of running. So again, very, very tough. Bat Rider is going to be the ban. Kaipi, a long time for that one. And is it going to be the Magnus or is it going to be Lifestealer? Lifestealer, right from the get-go, this hero has been doing a ton of work and really moving further and further up on that pick ban draft.
Yeah, it really has been sort of, I think teams are starting to really notice how the 6-second rage and just having a really strong, powerful slow in the open moods right from the get-go makes it such a powerful hero. Empire going to snatch it right up, no surprises there. And Kaipi, I think they need to get something like the Mag. Having an RP to go through the rage of Lifesteal is almost essential with your draft, especially with heroes like Bat Rider, who's got the lasso, who can go through banned out. So I'd expect something like a Mag and then maybe some sort of strong utility support, something like your Shadow Demon or your Rubik.
I think Kaipi really wants to snap up that Keeper PL combo. Yeah. They've been running PL for the longest time, but they have to pick up the Magnus, like you say. So I imagine it's going to be Magnus into a Keeper of the Light. Generally, those are the 2 highest picks after a Lifestealer, but if they want to secure their PL, this is your chance to do so. And the reason I've been harping about PL so much is that it's Eternal Envy's go-to hero in terms of carry.
It really looks like that's the line, the line they're going to be taking here, and I feel... I mentioned this to you earlier. I think Kaipi is somewhat a very similar team to Mouse Sports. They're slightly less in the mainstream. They're slightly sort of, I guess, a weaker team at the moment as far as results go, but they play a very similar style. They rely a lot on winning matches with the PL, the anti-mage, much like Mouse do with Black some of the time. What Empire need to do is to get aggressive here, and they pick up the Shadow Demon as well as Puck. Puck can get aggressive, sort of set the tempo for the match, and Shadow Demon is almost like a preemptive countermeasure for the potential PL pick.
Yeah, I mean, it combos very well with Lifestealer as well, and a hero that, you know, does actually counter Lifestealer. So, nice pickup on the Shadow Demon. Shadow Demon has been one of the top tier supports, in my opinion, of this particular version. He goes late with the Shadow Demon Disruption as well as Soul Catcher combo. He kills very early with the same combo, so there's a lot of reach with this particular hero, and not surprising at all for it to see draft up so early. Kaipi thinking about their last pick here. Why not a PL, but it's going to be a Bane.
I think they decide PL's too risky. When you look at Lifestealer, Puck, Shadow Demon, a lot of aggression and the semi-counter in Shadow Demon. So PL probably gets banned out here unless Empire say, go ahead and PL, we dare you to, because sure, Bane's a fairly defensive support, but not good sort of at stopping pushes, at really stopping any sort of early game team fights. And Keeper of the Light alone isn't going to be able to control those team fights when you have a Lifestealer who can rage out of it, Puck who's very hard to lock down. I think picking PL is a bit of a trap here almost.
Yeah, it can be. Although with the protection of Keeper as well as Bane, I don't think PL will die. Also because of the fact that so far the stuns are not exactly too, at least high amounts in Team Empire. They have slows and whatnot. The only stun coming out from Puck Dream Coil, which we'll get access to, I imagine, 14-minute 15 minutes, Blink Dagger is going to make it one of the more reliable stuns in the game. There you go. There's going to be the PL ban. So still respecting the power of this hero, PL keeper tri-lane, or dual lane.
Yeah.
And we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, as for Empire, we're probably looking at Vigos playing that puck in the mid lane, generally here, which he's on. Shadow Demon, Lifesteal. Lifesteal is great because you can run that offensive tri-lane. You can run him just as a suicide solo, or you can run him as your safe lane farmer. You don't really want him to be your only carry, which I think is the trap that some teams fall into. Like, oh, we've got a Lifesteal, there's our carry. Now we can get two heroes like a Mag and a Darkseer, neither of which have any actual damage output. They're great teamfight heroes, but you need another secondary source of damage. Puck, I don't feel is quite enough. I think if they're going to be running Lifesteal as their sort of one position carry, they need to get something like a Nature's Prophet for the offlane, or at least some other hero which gives some DPS.
Yep. Clockwork's going to get the ban out here. Very surprising, though, because I feel like they could utilize Clock quite well. Although, with that said, Puck and Clockwork just simply way too much disruption. And also giving Lifestealer a secondary way to infest Initiate is not exactly what you signed up for. So, fairly smart ban on that part as well. And I imagine Team Empire will be banning out another carry. Maybe Anti-Mage. No, it's going to be the Faceless Void.
I think that's okay. Faceless Void, a bit more teamfight focus, and also he does have the Chrono Sphere against Lifesteal. Anti-Mage is just a different style of game, which I guess Empire are fairly comfortable. They can deal with the split push. I think Anti-Mage is maybe a stronger pick than Faceless Void, but I think KP maybe play better with the Faceless Void. Although with that said, Anti-Mage, Eternal Envy kind of said it's his favorite hero.
Yeah, it really is, and he plays it all the time in pubs. With that said, though, you can't exactly combo very well with Keeper of Light or Bane Elemental, so we'll see how it goes. If it goes late, like you said, Lifestealer in the one position is not going to have a good time. Both RP as well as Fiend's Grip will go through it, and Keeper of Light, Blinding Light is going to be a very big annoyance factor whenever that Rage is down. So for Team Empire's sake, they got to pick up another semi-carries or another, even a harder carry for the Lifestealer.
Yeah, but interesting what KP if they go for the Anti-Mage. The other big hero I'm sort of looking at, which they may go, is the Alchemist. We've seen Alchemist sort of rise a bit recently, and if he can get really farmed, he can take Lifestealer head on with a Basher, with a lot of attack speed items, some plus armor, something like an Assault Crest mixed in there as well, maybe even a Shadow Blade to give him some sort of more mobility. I think that's a hero who can do okay against the Lifestealer. Sure, Feast is good against the high HP of Alchemist, but Alchemist's raw damage output in the ultra late game is just insane.
Yeah, I mean, on paper, it seems like a very, very bad hero against Lifestealer. A high HP, but low armor-based hero. But with Goblin Greed, he can farm up a ton of items to kind of basically compensate against any advantage that Lifestealer may have against him. But we'll see how it goes. I mean, he's actually a fairly weak hero early on, in my opinion, against this particular combo of Shadow Demon and Lifestealer. Your stun seems to be would never really actually land, especially with Puck Phase Shift on top as well. And now there's a Bounty Hunter being picked up, so their answers are question of where the secondary carry is going to be coming in. But Bounty Hunter, if you're having a tough early game, he actually doesn't give you too much. So I imagine they're going to be doing a little bit of track kills here and there with Bounty, Lifestealer initiation, and Puck initiation. There's a lot of bursts early on in the team fight, but if this team fight gets a little bit drawn out, it could look pretty ugly for Team Empire.
Yeah, it's all about burst and getting the pickoffs right off the bat. Imagine we see Bounty Hunter and Puck looking to snipe the Keeper of the Light as well as the Bane really, really fast. At the same time, they have to be wary and cautious of the RP. So it's going to be sort of a nice sort of like little sort of poke the beast and then run away once you've sort of poked him and angered him. KP, straight Anti-Mage. They're going to be going for the hard carry Anti-Mage. And this is kind of neat because they could actually run Anti-Mage 1v1 against the Bounty Hunter if they want and run an offensive tri-lane. Anti-Mage does do pretty well in that matchup. If they really just want to zone Bounty Hunter out of the lane, they can also take that approach.
Yeah, Anti-Mage, so as the carry, is going to be somewhat weak against Puck, against Lifestealer early on. Shadow Demon, it basically forces Anti-Mage to go for a stats build. I don't think he minds going for the stats build, considering that there's a lot of burst damage coming out from Team Empire. Leshrac being the final pickup here, a great combo with Shadow Demon in both pushing and ganking. And early on, even against an Anti-Mage, he won't escape from that combo. So I feel like the killing power of this tri-lane can go toe-to-toe with Kaipi's Keeper, Bane, Anti-Mage tri-lane. Although, will it be that tri-lane, though, as we see Juggernaut getting picked up here?
It looks like we may be seeing an Anti-Mage solo. This is, I mentioned they play like mouse sports. This is very mouse sports. You get Black or someone on the solo Anti-Mage in the safe lane, get him a poor man's shield, pull him some regen, and then go offensive tri-lane. Bane, Keeper of the Light, Juggernaut can do okay against the tri-lane with Lifestealer. It's not going to be a good time, but the main point of doing an offensive tri-lane is to distract the Shadow Demon Leshrac, distract the supports, so Anti-Mage isn't going to be ganked. All he has to do is beat a Bounty Hunter in a 1v1 matchup.
which is, I imagine, going to be hard. Actually, Eternal Envy told me before this matchup is that he's not looking forward to 1v1ing against Scandal. Scandal, often agreed upon by a lot of European pros, that one of the most annoying player to play against on that solo lane. I mean, he's often very, very famous for his solo mid plays back in 2-3 months ago, but his off lane is also very, very good. Poor man Shield pulled,
yeah,
and he's going to have... Is Envy pulled as well? Yes, it is. So this is going to be a good old last-hitting, harassing matchup on the top lane.
I actually think Bounty Hunter matches up decently against Anti-Mage. There's some heroes like Darkseid who can get completely destroyed by an Anti-Mage, but Bounty Hunter can just have all his mana burnt early on, max out the Janata. Often we see something like an Orb of Venom being picked up as well by Bounty Hunter in this 1v1 matchup, so there's ways you can play it, but we'll introduce the two teams. Over on the Radiant side, as mentioned, Scandal playing the off-lane Bounty Hunter. At the mid lane, we've got Op, or Opa, or more commonly known as Vigos, playing the puck. Over at the bottom lane, we've got your tri-lane. We've got Blow Your Brain playing the hard carry Lifestealer, Shadow Demon in the hands of SS or Silent, and we've got Free Winner playing the Leshrac, which is... Help me out, Lumi. Who's their last support player?
It is late for me, man. The New York weather has blown all of our brains out, so I'm not sure exactly what it's about. I do want to point out something, though. Kaipi is doing something a little bit sneaky, using the courier to block the camp. This is something that Envy and I discuss being able to do. I personally don't think this should be able to be done, but the game engine allows it, so...
Has to be careful. There's Quelling Blade on Lifestealer, so he's chopping down trees. It could.
You're never gonna kill it though, because you need at least three hits, and he has the burst of speed. So
yeah,
I say that
he uses the burst already, and Leshrac should have just got a hit off there, because every time you hit it, it makes it scary to sort of send it out. But he is going to go for that block. We'll see it come out. And over on the Kaipi side, we do a Bone 7 playing the Juggernaut. We've got Zizu playing the support Bane. We've got Pai Lai Dai on the Keeper of the Light. That's your bottom lane tri-lane. Mid lane, we've got the solo mid mag by Arise. And then finally, top lane, Eternal Envy on the Anti-Mage. Level 1 double damage rune. That's going to help him out a ton.
Well, I say that though, he's missing a couple CS here with that double damage. And do look towards that Janata being picked up very, very early and getting maxed out as well as Orb of Venom, like you suggest. Scandal going for a quick pull here is going to get a couple EXP deny, which is going to be key. Meanwhile, the courier is still being left right there. And you got to keep in mind that this courier is a big investment for these supports. But I guess instead of getting a Sentry Ward, they have upgraded courier instead. So maybe it's actually just a little bit of different in terms of how you spend that gold.
Look at this Bane at bottom lane. Level 1 in Feeble even. This is like, to me... KP are playing a very strategic game here. They're not saying, hey, let's take Empire on and just try outskill them. Let's use these cool little tricks. We've got the Courier blocking the spawn. We've got Bane going for an early Enfeeble build. All these things you don't normally see are going to sort of throw Empire a bit off, I feel.
Yeah, but this is going to make this tri-lane very, very defensive. They cannot even go for a kill. And when they go on use, Zhao basically said, all right, I will just Enfeeble and try to provide a little bit of right click. There's another Enfeeble on top of Lifestealer, who does have a Quelling Blade, so it's not exactly the biggest counter in that sense.
Yeah, it'll help bits and pieces here, but I think all in all, it's not going to be able to completely shut down his farm, and Bane's going to quickly run out of mana. He's already chewed through all his clarity. He's got enough for 2 more Enfeebles, but if he uses that, then we've got no Nightmare. Nightmare is going to be what sets up the Illuminate into a Blade Fury kill.
Yep, back in the mid lane here. Who has a matchup advantage? I mean, Magnus never really loses his lane, but Vigos doing a very good job zoning Magnus out, who's actually going to be getting a regen reel in the bot lane, so that's pretty good. Meanwhile, you can see that Silent is looking for that initiation, who, by the way, has 2 Smoke of the Seed, something that we don't see at all. I mean, that's very, very heavy gold investment early on as well.
Man, the CS difference at top lane. Envy's having a fantastic time. 16-4 to the 6-2 of Bounty Hunter. So he's doing well against Scandal. Scandal did go for the early Orb of Venom, and Envy's getting harassed down quite hard. But because of this early CS, he's got a very fast ring of health, and that's what you need against a Bounty Hunter.
Yeah, he's got a salve in store up as well, so I don't think he'll lose his lane. With that said, though, Scandal, once he gets to 4, he can actually do a ton of harass. You can see he's trying to burn some mana. Eternal Envy is, but he's going to blink back and salve back up.
Yep, mid lane you mentioned, very even here. Mag, you can't really lose the lane. For one thing, he's got runes, and for the other thing, if you can't get runes, you just bottle crow. That's why Mag's become such a strong solo mid, because teams are just running very heavy bottle crow. The bottom tri lane, they don't need the courier. Top lane, Anti-Mage, he goes ring of health. He doesn't need courier. He's going to pick up maybe some boots or treads next, I imagine, just to help him out against the Bounty Hunter. So he doesn't need the courier for anything, unless he really needs some regen desperately, which isn't the case now with that ring of health. So all in all, Mag can just freely bottle crow. Bottom lane's handling themselves decently here. Fast poor man shield on Juggernaut. And Bane, now that he's got this chakra magic up, we've got a level 2 Keeper of the Light. He can actually spam that Enfeeble even more now. They don't have to use Illuminate. They can just win the CS battle using Enfeeble.
You know what? It won't surprise me at all if he actually just levels up Enfeeble 3. Minus 60 damage against the Life Stealer. Quelling Blade or not, he's not lasting at all. So, again, like you said, this Kaipi tri-lane, not really built to win, but looks like we're going to have a little bit of initiation. Splurf is going to hit on Paladin. Paladin in big trouble. The right clicks are going right on the horse, and the horse is going to be going down. Meanwhile, the spin is going to be going right on Leshrac. Like, Shrek, very, very low. One more right click is all they need. Zizao is going to be getting it. No, he cannot. They're going to focus on Blow Your Brain instead. The Healing War comes down here, but looks like the Magic Wand will bring him back out. Zizao still looking for the right click. Looks like he's going to get a little bit body block. Silent, does he have another disruption? He will have a disruption. Free Winner is going to have to split up on top as well. And Zizao in huge trouble. Another kill gets picked up here. Meanwhile, you can see that Bone's trying to get that one kill, but he just can't grab it. No more mana. Illuminate's going to clip Blow Your Brain, but that's going to be the end of the engagement.
Ooh, Chakra does give Jug enough mana for another Blade Free, but he's already backed off. Doesn't have boots as well, which is the big thing there. As soon as Lifestealer picked up his boots, Empire knew they could get a kill. They knew they could get the first blood. There was a definite risk of it being a 1-for-1 trade, losing the Leshrac, but getting the first blood on their Lifestealer was going to be well worth it. And in the end, they trade 2-for-1. A really well-executed fight for Empire. I think KP played that as well as they could. They just don't quite have the same firepower as a Lifestealer tri-lane, considering he can just go in with the Rage and be invincible.
Yeah, Leshrac having that 315 base movement speed, one of the things that we don't really notice about this support here early on, really allowed him to survive there and, well, avoid being killed. But let's quickly check out how the other two lanes are doing. Eternal Envy leading the farm chart, 27 CS against 18. You can see that, well, nice stack pulling here by Bounty, but I think it's going to get punished as Eternal Envy trying to get some CS, trying to get some EXP under there.
Yeah, he actually manages to deny off one of his own creeps as well as gets 1 or 2 CS denied from him. So it's a fairly even trade there, but Scandal having a decent time at top lane. He's caught up a bit. Meanwhile, mid lane, Puck, he's level 6. He's invis here, but he's it doesn't really have any chance of killing off this Mag. He may just drop down some harass unless we see a TP in. Just going to start harassing. Mag fakes an RP. Puck just going to orb his way out, and it's going to be interesting to see if a support rotates mid, because Dreamcore with a silence or Mag with an RP, there's potential for a kill just with one hero rotating.
Yeah, you imagine that they do want to make that rotation. I mean, they do have 2 Smoke of Deceit for whatever reason. Maybe they expected to win this tri-lane very easily and allow the support to rotate off, but the way that Kaipi is playing this tri-lane, they're not winning it at all. I mean, 2-for-1, it's a good start, but by no means they have a huge advantage.
Illuminate from Keeper of the Light kind of just off into no man's land, was trying to scout some of these supports and Blow Your Brain. He finds a DD rune. Salves himself up, going to leave the DD rune for Puck, and this could be the rotation. Dire Team, it's 6 minutes in, their wards have expired, and I don't know if they expect this Puck to rotate bottom.
Yeah, there's no TP score on the Rise either, so a big team fight breaks out. Is Courier delivering any? No, Courier is not doing so either. So the Dire bot just had to back off Zizou. You're in big trouble. Dreamcore's going to be used. Is there going to be yeah, there's a Nightmare on top, just buying himself a little bit of time, but it's not going to be enough. Meanwhile, Blow Your Brain, need to pop Rage. He doesn't have Rage. He is dead. Meanwhile, Silent, though, getting gained on by Bones. Bones is right-clicking away. He's going to get that kill. No, he loses his control of the hero for a bit, but here comes Magnus. Shockwave for the kill. Bones in big trouble. Healing Ward doing some work, and Vigas suddenly, though, he needs to get out there as well. Where's Shockwave? Magic Wand up. Magnus does not have the mana. Who came out ahead? I felt like 2-for-1 exchange. RP is down, but I think it worked out a lot better here for Kaipi.
Yeah, they got the kill on the Lifesteal, which is a big thing. They only lost a Bane support, and they committed so much. Their Lifesteal took so much damage before he even ran in, coming out from the spam of KP. So really good fight for KP, I feel. And the entire time, any clash going bottom, even if it's an even trade, it's good for KP because they've got the Anti-Mage farming at top lane, not being ganked up. He seems to be struggling a bit more against Scandal now. Scandal is level 3 Janata, and once he hits that level 4 Janata, it's going to get even tougher because you can't really out-regen the Janata harass with just a ring of health, but Eternal Envy still leading the farm charts.
Yeah, he was actually able to force Scandal back to the base one time, so, I mean, he is winning this harassment war, but look at Bounty Hunter, already level 7 phase speed plus Janata. That's going to hurt. Like, one Janata will take out 33% of your health, but speaking of a gank, it's coming your way right now. Disruption into Splitter with Trackle on top. They really need this kill on Envy, and I think they're going to get it, to be honest.
Yeah, if they get the disruption off, they should if they time the Split Earth perfectly, which at Empire are a team who should be capable of doing that.
They know, they're pinging the top lane.
Ooh. The problem is for KP is they don't really have any good counter gankers apart from Mag. Mag RP is on cooldown. There's your disruption. Scandal's going to look for Janata, hit Split Earth perfect. No!
Oh.
I thought he had it. Half a second too late. Eternal Envy blinks out of there. Also, immediate switch to Strength Threads. He was on top of that.
But looks like Puck is going to be coming in there as well. Envy doesn't have the highest level blink. In fact, it's only level 1 blink. A lot of stats. He blinks another time, but here comes Vigos. Any defensive TP coming in right now, Eternal Envy trying to juke, but there's no juking because there's a track on top of you giving you that sight. So I gotta say, Kaipi dropping the ball a little bit. They're going to try to pressure on the bot lane. And I guess they could do it with a healing ward, but you know, losing Eternal Envy there is a big blow.
I don't think they just have anyone who can actually counter gank is the main issue for them here. They just don't have... Bane, keep it light. It's one of those things where the 1v1 matchup, once Bounty Hunter hits level 7, Antimage really needs a gank. He can't really survive against a Janata harass, but there's no one to really gank unless we see Bane hit level 6, which he's still far away from. I guess Mag can when he has RP, and Juggernaut to some extent when he hits level 6, but all in all, they don't have a good counter ganking lineup.
I love the way that Zizao's playing, running back from that multiple TP scroll, drops a sentry because you expect a rotation coming here from the Bounty Hunter. And is he down there? No,
yeah,
he is. Yes, he is. So, yeah, just
Dire Sentry Ward's waiting though.
That's exactly what I mean. Dropping a sentry ward on your way back. It's just those kind of small plays, but it's just a very, very smart play indeed.
Yeah, Mag still farming mid lane. He's got his RP back up, and I think it's right for him to stay mid lane, especially considering he's got a TP scroll. So if any action breaks out at bottom lane, he can TP there. The problem is, if Envy gets ganked against, there's no tier 1 tower to TP to, so Envy's a lot more prone to being ganked up now, even just by 2 heroes. I think Bounty Hunter with Puck can kill him alone.
Well, I mean, he is getting a tons of stats. He does have strength treads. But meanwhile, Kaipi is looking to be aggressive on the bot lane. And Omni Slash being used on Blow Your Brain. Blow Your Brain just gets picked off. And this is Q time for them to back up. Uh-oh. Disruption on Bane. And he's completely trapped. Facebook gonna allow Juggernaut to run through. But Zizal, trapped between his 2 illusions, will get picked off. And that is a Blink Dagger because of the track gold. And Bounty Hunter already having some big effects in this game.
Well, Blink Dagger up on Puck. Puck actually wasn't in there. He's going to rotate top now to try to stop this push coming from Envy. Blow Your Brain TP's in, realizes he needs a bit more farm. He's also got an Orb of Venom. We're seeing Orb of Venom on both Bounty Hunter as well as Lifestealer. And this is going to be all about getting this early game aggression, having that bit of poison damage, but more importantly, the slow coming from that. Mag, he's rotated bottom now, looking for an opening. There's 2 supports there waiting, and if he can... this should be 2 kills if they can get the vision they need, if they can scout it out. But Shadow Demon Leshrac, it looks like they're already considering backing off.
Puck does not have a teleport scroll. He used most of his goals by the TP, or by the blink, but he's rotating in. Magnus still invis, but I think they've been pinging him out. And Rise popping out invis. They're going to focus on the tower. Bounty Hunter here as well. They don't have any detection, but Puck is going to be coming in. They could have a big team fight right now. 1 track up here on the Magnus. He's going to try to hide, but, you know, they see you. I think they need to back out. They got the tower. That's all they want. Just say bye-bye, Zizal. Just get out of there, guys.
Split Earth, and here comes Puck in with the Silence Dream Call to follow things up, as well as an illusion. Mag gets an RP, only hits Scandal, though, and not really the best RP. No follow-up damage. 1-for-1 trade so far. Bane and Leshrac both taking a fall, and Envy's TP'd in for this, but he can't really find anyone to latch onto. Maybe he can get Vigos here. Vigos, lower mana, does have an orb after a magic wand, will get his way out of there. Envy, just the 2 points in Blink. As you mentioned, heavy stats build, and backline, Scandal, he's going to catch out Keeper of the Light. So a couple kills go Empire's way. Track kills as well. Really big key thing for Empire.
Very, very poor play for Kaipi, in my opinion. I mean, if you get a tower in the trade for your Bane Elemental, at the end of the day, it's a good trade. But they stay for way too much. Arise missed the RP, and they still went for more and more engagement. They chased in deeper and deeper. I mean, Eternal Envy could have been free farming up top by now, and he wasn't. So,
another maybe potential kill. Leshrac. Oh, he did. What am I talking about? He gets a Split Earth off with the help of a Puck Silence. Mag, skewer backwards, doesn't actually latch onto anyone. Now Bone 7's trying to spin down the Shadow Demon, not going to succeed in doing so. One more attack is needed. He gets it with the Phase Boots. Shadow Demon now completely taken out of the fight, and Juggernaut on the run, brought down by Blow Your Brain. Mag's in front lines, but he's got no RP. He can't really actually fight this. He's got to get out of there. Blow Your Brain in the front lines with a rage. He's going onto the Keeper of the Light. There could be another track kill coming out. No track on Keeper of the Light. There's a track on Zizo, though. Another track kill. Blow Your Brain picks him up. Puck on the backline, finishes off Mag, and it's a complete team wipe.
Why is Kaipi taking these fights, especially with RP down? They just need to defend and hold their early game towers and allow Eternal Envy to get his time to free farm up. And not only are they getting these tier 1 towers and kills, they're getting tons of track kills. If you look at this gold chart, it is going crazy. 3,000 gold lead for now for the Radiant side. I imagine it's going to be 4,000, 5,000 and a bit. And that makes Envy's job a lot more difficult in the next 10-15 minutes. Not only do they not need to worry about the other heroes as much, you can see the gank parties is already going up top because, well, all they need to do is shut down Envy at this point. They don't need to worry about anybody else.
Yeah, Mag is going to have a Blink Dagger up in the next couple minutes if everything goes according to plan, but that alone may not be enough to bring Kaipi back into this game. I definitely agree. Why are they fighting? And the problem is when you start falling behind, when you've got these kind of support heroes, Bane, Keeper of the Light, not the best for your team fights. Your team fight is entirely resting on this Mag, and right now Mag, without a Blink Dagger, means Kaipi just cannot fight.
Yeah, the early blink on Puck really punishes Kaipi, and you know they're trying to fight and they're really being punished for it. I like the way that the pace of the game has been slowed down a little bit here for Kaipi. And if you're Empire, I think you keep looking for the aggression, infest, initiate, you know, bounty, hunt the enemy jungle, keep tracking people, keep going for the kills. I'm not sure why they're looking at the mid lane here for a little bit push. Tier 1 tower already down, so let's see what Empire's move in the next couple of minutes will be.
Yeah, I think they're less worried about the Antimage. Sure, he's the main one they want to shut down, but looking at the net worth, he was leading the farm for so long, but suddenly he's sort of down middle of the pack. Yeah, track kills has caught up the entire Radiant team. The top 3 farmers are all on their side. And then the Dire side, you've got Antimage is sitting on the same net worth as the Mag, which is not a good sign if you're KP, considering the start he had. And with this 4k gold lead, Empire can look to start getting more and more aggressive. They've got these Blink Daggers up. Here we go, infested lifesteal into the puck with a 4-5-man smoke gang.
Yeah, they need to do this all day long, and well, they're going to be running towards the top lane, which will see a couple of supports. Envy loves the jungle, but this is a very, very bad time to start blinking into the jungle and do this. You can see Bone 7 on the bot lane, wary that they know something is up. They know too many heroes is missing off the map, and they're making the proper rotations. Nice dodge here for Kaipi. I don't think they're going to get pick off.
Yeah, Kaipi do avoid everything completely. Juggernaut's hiding at bottom lane because he doesn't know if they're ganking bottom, ganking top, where they axe out. When there's 5 heroes missing, this is the best way to play things. And Smoke about to wear off. There's an Observer Ward on this high ground here, which is going to spot them out in just a second. And there we go. They did see the Leshrac, or at least they should have seen him, and they're going to see Shadow Demon at the same time. So Empire going to go maybe for a push at mid. They can still just go straight on the Mag. Blink, Silence, and Lifesteal pop out. Mag will get popped to pieces.
Yeah, they really can. And Magnus right now also needs his Blink Dagger. Oh no, he does have it already, so Blink counter initiate might be all what they need. You see Eternal Envy says, all right, man, jungle's not safe, but your jungle is, so we're gonna be, in fact, he's actually gonna be looking to push him, apply some pressure. Hey, if he forces the TP, that's a big win, because he just bought himself and his team a lot more time.
Yeah, and Empire just gonna quickly back off, and that was really important for KP not to get ganked there, because Lifestealer wasted a lot of time infested up into that park. Nothing really was accomplished, and that was like a good couple minutes.
Bone is going to try to spin. He could spin TP out of there, but just simply too low HP. But if you're concerned the fact that, hey, they spent about 2 minutes, I want to say, to get that 1 kill off. Granted, it was a track kill, but I don't think it was really worth their time.
Yeah, and they were lucky to get that kill at all. It was just Juggernaut being a bit too greedy in the enemy jungle. Once the smoke gank had already fell, you should have seen them. They were rotating to farm. It didn't really seem to me they were looking to kill the Juggernaut. It was like, okay, let's just back off into our neutrals, push up bottom lane. It's like, oh, let's kill this Juggernaut. He just happens to be here. So a bit of an unnecessary kill, but Empire have sort of slowed down their aggression. We see the gold graph hasn't really continued. It's actually dipped back towards KP. That huge fight gave him a bit over a 4k lead, but it's dipped down more in KP's favor since then.
Yeah, because it was a 5-man smoke gank that didn't do anything with Juggernaut as well as Eternal Envy farm on the bot lane. Gonna blink forward. They see Blow Your Brain.
See him.
Do they see him?
Now they do.
They will grip him, and I don't think he will make it out there alive. Even OP being expended right now. They really want him dead. Keeper of Light's going to be the one that picking up that kill. I'm not sure whether he needed to do that one. I think Envy would really rush his Battlefield if he got that one, but no big deal. A kill's a kill.
Yeah, and a kill's a kill at this point. Killing off Lifesteal is really going to help them out. And they didn't really need to use the Mag RP. I think they were just afraid of potential backup, especially being that close to the tier 1 top tower. There was a high potential for counter ganks, and Opa Vigos at the top lane puck is going to get illuminated down there. He was looking maybe for a little pick off. He's level 11 now, so level 2 Dreamcall on the playing field. And even with the Lifesteal on the sidelines, they're going to go for this tier 1 bottom tower because those ultis were used.
Yep. Tier 1 tower, I imagine, is going to get forfeited. Although, with that said, Keeper of Light is still a very difficult hero to push into. Very, very high HP on this tier 1 tower. In fact, they're putting a little bit of pressure up on the tier 1 up top, so that's going to draw a TP or two. I think Kaipi might have stabilized. Although, with that said, here comes the TP gang. Yeah,
I think they're going to go for the kills here. Blink, Silence. Can they bring down Envy? We may see a TP onto the tier 1. Nope, not going to get it. They were looking for that pick off, but Envy made the smart decision, blinked out before he could even see anyone coming.
Man, a lot of carry players with the backup of a Bane Elemental would have just gone for the greedy towers. Like, you know what, so low, I have the siege unit, let's get the last on the tower, let's get rich, and go home.
Bottom lane though, Mag. Oh, he dodges the split earth. This Leshrac has not had the best game, but it looks like Mag can be brought down anyways. His demonic purge damage is going to be enough. Shadow Demon finds Mag. Now Shadow Demon and Leshrac need to get the hell out of here. Nightmare to Shadow Demon. Here comes Juggernaut from the back. Is going to go on Leshrac. Leshrac actually with an early Ghost Scepter will get Blade Fury down. Shadow Demon. TP out. Yes, he does.
He does actually make it out alive. They're very, very surprising. Anti is going to blink in the trees and will TP back to the base where he completes a 18-minute treads, a Battle Fury as well as a Quelling Blade. Pretty good time, I have to add, given the fact that how this game's been going. They are down by 6 kills as well as a bit of gold, but here's where the rising really begins for AM.
Yeah, this considering they're only behind by this small margin, I think Kaipi are in a decent position right now, and it could be a lot worse. It was only the one real team wipe which went horribly wrong for them. If Mag just manages to hit a few clutch RPs here and there, I think Kaipi can get back in this game very, very fast. The one hero who's sort of been a bit of a letdown for Empire has been the Leshrac. Missing a few key split earths has sort of been costly for Empire. So for me, Empire, they need to find these more sort of these sort of scrappy team fights like that last one where they just get track gold after track gold, because they've really let down the aggression. They haven't been looking for the kills as much. They have been, but they haven't been finding them.
Yeah, and I think that credit goes to Kaipi for really doing a good job dodging them. You can see that Juggernaut constantly farming on the bot lane. He can make this farm because of spin TP. He'll just, there's nobody that can actually stop him. Envy doing a good job at, you know, backing off from towers, even letting them get denied. That's fine. As long as he doesn't give away track kills, he's okay. And of course, he's farming his jungle very safely now. Look at these wards, one on the top river, one on the entrance of the jungle. Unless you smoke gank or unless you do some next level infest into this, into the bounty hunter gank, you're not going to find any safe kills.
Yeah, and for Empire, you can sort of see they're staying ahead in terms of gold, but all you have to do is look at the CS to see how they're not actually farming very well. The track gold's really keeping them in this game and ahead slightly, because Lifesteal just with half the CS of the Anti-Mage, Puck with 73 to Anti-Mage is like 120-ish. It's really a big CS difference between the two teams, both Mag and Anti-Mage leading the CS charts, although net worth is a lot closer between the two teams.
Yeah, and you can see that just the TP on the bounty hunt on the bot lane. Envy says, alright, nobody here, gonna keep on farming on top. Right now, they need something like a Puck infest into actually killing Envy. And well, they did just that, although, where's the Puck going?
Yeah, they can kill him without anyone else there if Anti-Mage has no backup. But right now, Bane and Juggernaut right behind Envy. They may actually take this bait. Uh-oh. Can they bring down Envy before they get counter-initiated? I believe they can. Envy taking a lot of damage. Healing Wall going to keep him alive a bit longer. RP gets used. Blow Your Brain caught out by that. Puck does get out of there, but Blow Your Brain torn to pieces, and that is a great counter gank coming from Kaipi. They saw it coming, and I think the Healing Ward may have saved Envy there. It's hard to really tell, but really smart play by the Juggernaut.
Yeah, just threw it down and then Omni Slash. So again, they are looking for these slow plays to keep Envy safe. A great counter gank, like you said. And more time bot. Time is everything right now for Kaipi. And time is not really Scando and his team's ally, as they are farming. They're trading farm against the Anti-Mage who has a Battle Fury. Instead, they should be trading kills, but they just can't find those kills.
Yeah, and Envy just going to keep on going at this top lane. He's not afraid now that Lifesteal are down, Puck failing the gank. He knows there's no one who can really kill him. Maybe you get disrupted into a Leshrac split earth, but I don't think that's going to be enough damage just there to kill him off. And he's even pressuring this tier 2 tower. He sees Leshrac middle and says, okay, there's no Shadow Demon Leshrac ganks. This is safe to do. Bounty Hunter TP's top, but right now he's just TPing up there to farm. 3.2k gold on Scandal. I imagine maybe a BKB, normally your go-to item for a Bounty Hunter, but maybe even needs to go for some damage, something like a Death Slater here. It seems like they're just lacking in the damage department the longer this game goes.
Yeah, they're giving the Bounty Hunter a ton of farm. You TP the tier 2 bot and then TP back up to the tier 2 top to get farm. But yeah, I wonder what that item is. BKB will allow him to be that frontline tank. Desolator is going to be the damage. Maybe he's going to be going for something else. I just feels like Empire has very little options in terms of what they can do. They can't actually go for a push because they'll clump up for the RP, and of course there's Illuminate and all that stuff that they have to push against. Roshan engagement is going to be tough for them for the same reason as well. And of course, we saw ganking just not work against Kaipi because they are very smart in terms of dodging them, and they will counter gank every time. So I don't know what the option is for Team Empire in terms of making a comeback.
Yeah, and fighting's going to get even harder now. Keep your light with the completed mechanism up, and, well, suddenly, what do you actually do? Pylai is going to add to a lot of survivability. Bane, Zizou, he hasn't got a whole lot. He's got boots. He's looking for an urn of shadows, but right now just keeping the wards up. 4 sentry wards actually sitting back, so they're really recognizing the threat that is this Bounty Hunter. If Bounty Hunter can find some pickoffs here and there, it could help get Empire back in the game with the track gold. So they say, what do we do? Get a lot of sentry wards.
Well, Puck on the mid lane. He sees a couple guys. Saw 4 smoke. RP is going to be used just on a Puck. Can they actually blow him down? Yes, they can. Omni Slash being used there as well. You don't generally see Puck dying to any gank, but when you get instant initiated by that RP, well, things happen. And I think they could even Roshan at this point here.
Yeah, it looks like they're poking around there, maybe asking for Anti-Mage to come as well. But even without the Anti-Mage, Healing Ward, Empower damage, they've got the ability to probably take this. They drop a Sentry Ward to check for Observers, and I think once they realize there's none there, they may just go in.
Although Scando might be walking in. They should actually see it. Yeah, they definitely recognize that Dire has the ability to Roshan, and that forces a buyback out for Puck. If you're Kaipi, sure, you're happy with that. We don't need a Rosh.
They weren't even going for Roshan, it seemed. Juggernaut was like, I'm just going to go bot. Maybe they were going to Roshan after he farmed and pushed up bottom, but I think Empire just sort of jumped the gun there, thinking they were... I thought they were going to Rosh. Empire thought they were going to Rosh. KP had no intentions of Roshing, though.
Meanwhile, MV pushing the creep equilibrium up. Right now, Kaipi is dictating the pace of the game. I mean, for newer viewers that's joining in, 14-10, you see that the Radiant's aggressively poking into the Dire position. They're actually down by a ton of gold. And of course, Asian stacking coming out here for the Asian carry player here.
Even though Empire have a 1k gold lead, I don't feel like they're ahead anymore.
Yep. They're going to get a tower tonight, which, you know, I'm not sure how much that means, but...
I mean, it's still gold going the way of KP, and now we're going to see a fight at bottom lane. Blow Your Brain going to get called out again. Infest into a creep will keep him alive for a bit longer. The question is there anything to deny? They're pinging it quite heavily. Shadow Demon, Puck, can they actually protect this lifesteal? They need to start getting some auto-denies going. Deny everything. Deny, deny. There we go. The creep with the lifestealer, it's at the back. They can't get it.
They should back off because the entire team's rotating.
It's taking too long.
Now. Yeah, one thing you can do if you're in that situation, you can even nightmare your own creep and basically make them slow down and do all that stuff. But Envy says, all right, I see this big stack, I'll take it.
Yeah, this is where he's going to really start accelerating his farm. Manta Style should be up after this stack, it looks like. 2.7k gold, and yeah, there we go. He's got 2.9. He's going to have Manta Style, and things are going to get a lot more difficult for Empire with a Manta Style up. The Shadow Demon Leshrac are just going to become food if he can blink Manta on them, and team fights are going to become sort of in KP's favor.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely have the RP already, and if you add an Anti-Mage on top, looks like they want to make us gank on the mid lane. They really can. I mean, Anti-Mage is... The annoyance factor he provides us, he's simply so mobile, but he doesn't have that teleport scroll. Blink Skewer is going to miss offensive disruption. Bones got to actually provide a little bit of damage right now. Focus on Zizao. Zizao said Mech might have been a little bit late. Where's the Anti-Mage? Anti-Mage coming back in RP, trying to get used. They're dodging the hell out of him, and looks like he missed. Meanwhile, Eternal Envy trying to go for that kill. Can he actually get it on the Leshrac? Everybody's actually backing up. Dreamcoat's going to be on 2. Here comes a stun there as well. Bones is going to get picked off as well. That's the team fight they're looking for, and they found a great one for themselves. 3 track kills, I believe.
I just said team fight should go KP's favor, but that was just a much better team fight out of Empire. Mag, the blink skewer missed, and then Empire like, sweet, let's go. Sure, he has an RP, but his blink's on cooldown, his skewer's on cooldown. As long as you team fight well, like using your mobility, Bounty Hunter, he's mobile. Lifesteal with phase drums, he's mobile. Puck, it's hard to get hit by an RP as well. You can't get an RP off without the blink or without the skewer, so all of a sudden Empire, they win a team fight, they get 3 kills, and they're going to try to get this tier 2 tower. Doesn't look like they're going to succeed in doing so. The grip on Blow Your Brain, he's just overextended drastically here. Brought down by the Antimate, so another kill goes to Envy.
That's Aegis, right? You just go straight to Roshan pit right now. If you force out buyback, if you force out buyback from Lifestealer, again, you're happy with that one. But going back to the previous team fight where Kaipi lost big time, why do you even make that blink skewer? There's no reason to actually take the fight. All you have to do is play defensive because Envy is farming very well. Envy's gonna run in. He's gonna see a couple of guys trapped up here. They're gonna focus on SD. SD, will delay.
He's got a gem. What's he thinking? He was doing some de-warding there, but
now he doesn't have a gem.
Yeah, that was some insane play from Shadow. I get that he wants to contest Roshan, but you're not doing it from that position because he was on his own. His team are on the other side of the river, and he's coming in like over here looking to de-ward. And now this should be a free Roshan. There's 3 heroes nearby. Maybe we see some sort of like steal attempts from Vigos, but it just doesn't seem like a very high percentage play.
Well, Vigos, you need to drop that TP scroll if you want to steal something. Nothing being stolen, and Envy picks himself up in Aegis. And things is going to get only more and more difficult here. As, well, 1,600 gold in the bank for Envy. I think if he picks up straight up into a BKB right now, nothing the Radiant side could do about it.
Yeah, BKB is going to be... Yeah, I think Heart's going to be the better way to play this. I think just having the raw HP really helps you out. There's not a whole lot of lockdown. I mean, Puck, silence, but you can get out of the silence with Mad Style. There is a Split Earth and a Shadow Demon Disruption, but I think just going straight Heart is probably the more sort of stable way of playing this.
I mean, he could even get a Blast, in my opinion, because he could just lifesteal his way back up. There's just so much option here for this anti-mage. And again, as long as KP, the entire team, don't overextend, they just need to take the game slow. And I guess for the viewers at home, that may be a little bit boring to watch. But that's Kaipi's best way to win, in my opinion.
Yeah, and you've got to just play whatever's the highest percentage way of playing, and that's what it's going to be. It's up to Empire to make something happen. They've got a lot of gold on Scandal. He did go back for the Vlads after saving up a lot of gold, which I think is a good item to get here. Gives your entire team a lot of extra damage. The plus armor is useful as well. It's just an overall very cost-effective item here that we see on Banner. And now he's got 3.7k gold, so we can see the BKB next. We can see the Desolator next if he wants some raw damage. And I think Empire, if they can get some big items up in the next 5 minutes, like the Scythe of Vice, Lifesteal with another damage item on top of his armlet, then maybe they have this small window where they can sort of shut the door on KP, but they've got to really execute once they get those items up.
Yeah, they do a deep smoke gank into enemy base. They're looking for Eternal Envy, and looks like he might actually go into the entire team. He does have 3.2k gold, but he's got the Aegis, so they know where he is. But he's blinking around, Here we go. Track, offensive disruption, but that's a 3-4-man RP, and suddenly the team fight is going the other direction. Envy's doing a tons of damage right now, and how many kills can it get? 2 so far. Are they chasing for more? Envy's out of mana at this point. Omni Slash just ended. They see Blow Your Brain. Blow Your Brain is gonna have the best mana or best armlet toggle. Didn't get that one. Double kill now goes to Envy. And that tier 2 tower in the mid lane, as well as a tier 3 tower perhaps, in big trouble.
Yeah, I see some people criticizing Mag for his last team fight, but he more than made up for it there. What an RP coming out from Mag. Perfect timing. They had to catch Envy at that small camp. If they caught him here, they bring him down fast enough before KP can back him up. But once he goes to that big camp over here, KP are in range to back him up, and KP win a hugely decisive team fight. They're going to get tier 2 tower out of it. I don't think they can go for the tier 3 just now, but more important than anything, this is more farm going on Envy. He's now got 5k gold. He's not even pushing with his team. He's bottom. He's pushing bottom lane, getting more farm up.
Yeah, going through the jungle, getting a little bit more gold into his pocket. Empire made a huge mistake. They knew Envy was there. Envy blinked away. At that point, Envy knew the enemy team was there trying to gank him. And if you don't get that first gank off, if your surprise factor is gone, you will never actually get the gank off. Simply because MTMH is too tanky, he's too mobile. He's got the Aegis, which you even need to use. And of course, you know the counter RP initiation is there, so Empire just, I think they're getting antsy. They realize that anti-mage is getting too big too quickly, and they just are too desperate for a kill, and that really came back and haunt them.
Yeah, it's something they're going to pay for. Scandal does go back for the Desolator, so I think he decides his team just needs the damage output. Survivability is sort of like an afterthought for him more than anything, because I think if they get hit by an RP, they win. That's going to be the deciding factor. So whether or not he has a BKB, whether or not he goes for survivability, doesn't really matter. So he decides, we're going to try and avoid the RPs and just go for complete physical damage output, which is going to come from a Desolator. I think the same thing from Lifesteal is not bad. Maybe we go for some HP from something like a Heart of Taras, but I think going for damage or something like a Basher to help lock down the anti-mage is going to be the better way to play this.
Yeah, I mean, if your glass cannons your bounty, maybe you play your Lifestealer as a frontline tank. Because if you look at the item choice here for Kaipi, I think it's very smart. Double BKB on your Magnus as well as your anti-mage. You rely on your Blink Dagger a lot less when you have magical immunity on your Magnus, who could run around and just basically, if he just runs into the enemy team, that alone creates a ton of disruption. Anti-Mage still farming away very, very deep into the enemy jungle, but with Strength Threats, BKB, as well as Aegis, I think he should be fine. Is he going to snipe this courier? The ward sees it. Oh my goodness.
It's a bait? No, it's not bait. It's a freebie.
It's a freebie. Anti-Mage will take that one.
And he's going to go right into the enemy Ancients. Finds Blow Your Brain, actually. Forces Blow Your Brain back. Takes one creep. Going to get tracked up. Should just pop the Mad Style here, I feel. Unless they're going to be fighting soon. No point letting your enemy know about your movement. He's actually going to go blinking in here. Somewhat suicidal. He's got no backup. At least no backup nearby. Keeper Light's on the way as well as Bane. Now he's got backup. He's blinking in once again, looking for Puck, but this is risky ballsy play. It's because of this BKB here. He's going to have to pop it once he comes out of Disruption. Meanwhile, Puck on the sidelines here is looking for kills here. Mag going to pop a BKB of his own. Can he get an RP off? Envy finishes off Vigos. Immediate buyback. Mag still looking for an RP. Can he actually find it here? BKBs are wearing off, and KP realized this. They've got to back off. That was Worth it for the Puck kill, but here we're going to see a counter initiation. Puck, Dream Coil on 3. This is great initiation coming out from Empire. They're looking for the mag. Bounty Hunter just so squishy. The Desolator build, you can see where it's limited now. Lifestealer onto Zizou. Going to bring down Zizou. Infest damage not going to be enough here, it looks like. As right now, KP, they're kind of holding their own, although they've lost 2. Eternal Envy is just too damn tanky, too damn strong.
Yeah, well, he's going to try to go for a couple kills on his own, but looks like his supporting cast is basically dead. He needs to actually get back out of there. There's a gem on the ground. Anti-Mage picks it up. His Aegis is almost running out, and I think he really wants to use it. He sees SS, but SS out of mana at this point. Blink forward here against SS. SS gonna get saved just on the 5 HP. Envy is going to blink for that kill, although with that said, he's going to go for Blow Your Brain instead. A bigger prize. At the end of the day, 3-for-3 exchange. I think they're happy with that one as well.
Yeah, another decent fight for them. The key thing there was they brought down Bounty Hunter really fast. Bounty Hunter ran in, killed off the mag, but he paid for it with his own life. Anti-Mage was on him, Juggernaut was on him with an Omni Slash. The damage output was there to bring down the Bounty Hunter, who is the main source of damage come from this Radiant team. And Puck had to buy back for that fight to happen as well. So they kill Puck twice. They kill off 2 other heroes, 3 other heroes even. No, yeah, just 2. Shadow Demon survived, but it was a really heavily favored fight going the way of KP again. And Anti-Mage, more farm into his pockets. He's going to pick up a Basher now as well, so more lockdown, something that can go through the Lifestealer's Rage, something that helps against the Bounty Hunter in a one-on-one clash. This will be a nice little item to add to his inventory.
Yeah, in my opinion, Empire needs to do something in the next 3 minutes or so, because if they don't, we're going to see Abyssal Blade as well as Aegis, I imagine, on KP. And I just don't think Empire has what it takes to beat that. So whatever Empire's got to do is going to have to be quick. And you can see that Empire right now looking for a gank. He's looking for a rune, Vigos, but not going to find anything. I can't fault Empire for actually going for that engagement very aggressively with the Puck buyback, because BKBs are all down. RP is down as well. I mean, that's probably your best chance of winning a team fight. And they only came out even, but Lifestealer picks up a Basher. Let's see what he can do with that one.
Yeah, we're looking at teamfight potential at the top lane. Envy going to go blinking in, does scout the Lifestealer. We could probably see a recall into this Juggernaut. Juggernaut not here just yet, but the Keeper Light is in that ulti form, so recall can happen. He's going to have to do it soon before it wears off. Blink RP, going to catch out Lifestealer. It's only gone on 1, but Zizou, he finds Scandal. Scandal going to get brought down, no Puck. Vigos with a clutch silence, saves the Bounty Hunter's life. Mag going to look, doesn't have RP anymore. He does pop the BKB, but Bounty Hunter kept alive by Puck. Vigos with some big plays there, but is it going to be enough for Empire? It doesn't really look like it right now. They can't find any kills, and that's really the one thing they need, is track kills, track gold. Envy on the front lines, looking for more blood. He's got a BKB if he needs to pop it. He's not going to do so just yet. Taking quite a bit of damage with the Soul Catcher Purge, down to 350 HP. Now we see a disruption up onto the track Juggernaut, but KP back off. Not an okay engagement from them. I think they just got a bit too sort of angsty there. Using the RP on one hero is not really how they can really team fight.
I mean, if they get a free pick on the Lifestealer, that's good. But again, Kaipi, in my opinion, they're showing a lot of experiences. They don't need to take these fights. Again, like I said, once they get up the Abyssal, once they get the Aegis on Envy, they just have a free win if nothing goes wrong at that point. But they took a big risk. Luckily for them, it wasn't punished. But this game, I mean, it's a lot closer than it actually is, because Kaipi is making these very, very risky plays throughout the game. This is not the first time they made a mistake.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see where they want to go now. I definitely agree. They need to wait for the Aegis. They can then pick up the Abyssal Blade there. They don't have to worry about Anti-Mage having buyback gold. Even now, I don't feel it's essential. He's not really able to be brought down because of this BKB. He goes in and blow your brain. Immediate bash. Mana Void not going to do any damage. Envy, man. Rage blocks that.
Man. Seems like Blow Your Brain took his McMuffin or something, but pretty aggressive play there. They're going to get a tower on top of that, and I think they could just rotate back for that Aegis. No big deal.
Yeah, it's Tier 2 tower, well, somewhat contested, but no real fight coming out of Empire, and Roshan respawning in about a minute's time, so KP, they can farm out the enemy jungle. Antimate's still quite happy to do that, even with the track on him. This just shows...
He doesn't care.
Yeah, it shows how confident KP are with their current position. Antimate is just farming around with the enemy complete vision of him. He blinks into the Ancients, which I think Empire also saw, but hey, KP are just like, well, what are you guys going to do about it?
Yeah, I have a BKB. I have a ton of HP, and of course, at worst, you know, I'll just pop the BKB and blink out. You know, cool, poohoo, a BKB charge down the drain. They don't really care. There's the Abyssal purchase with buyback gold, and I think at this point he could even solo 1v3, 1v4 if he has any backup. He could just completely take out entire team by himself.
Well, Smoke Gank, he may just run right into this. He's going to go be creeping out. They're going to go back looking for him. Doesn't look like that's going to be the case. He blinks back to the Ancients, and Puck doesn't get the silence off. I think his blink got cancelled there. He's going to get gripped up as well. Vigos, can he be brought down? Mag with an RP onto 2 heroes, and here comes Eternal Envy. Leshrac the first to take a fall. BKB is there on Antimate, but he's slowed by the Demonic Purge. Vigos on the run now. Leshrac going to buy back. Meanwhile, on the backlines, Envy, he's found Bounty Hunter. Mana voids him down. Slam dunk, and the stun not going to come in time. The TP out is there from the Shadow Demon, but more importantly, Kaipi get a couple pickoffs. They force a buyback from Leshrac, and they're marching down the middle lane, looking to end this game.
Lifesteal is going to buy back as well, and Envy says, all right, team, let's back off. We'll go into the Aegis stack, or Aegis camp, and take that one. And meanwhile, let's actually take out their jungle as well.
Yeah, it's like you say. This is the no mistake play from Kaipi. They see a couple buybacks, even though it's still 5v4. They could maybe look to get the tier 3 tower, do some damage. They say, no, let's go Roshan.
Oh, but here comes the entire Radiant team as well. They want to challenge this one, but without Bounty Hunter, the sight as well as the massive damage that he's providing, there's really no way they could do anything about this. Maybe Vigos is going to make a very impressive play. He's not even in position right now. So Aegis gets picked up by Envy, and that, in my opinion, nail in the coffin.
Yeah, it looks that way to me as well. KP, how big is their advantage now? They're getting down to about a 10k gold lead, but it's not really about the gold lead here. It's just about the hero composition. Antimate's late game, with his net worth, far exceeding anyone's on the Radiant teams. The Radiant teams don't really have a late game sort of plan. Bounty Hunter, not all that great. Lifesteal, not the best late game hero, especially when he's underfarmed. If he's sort of leading the net worth and just completely snowballing out of control, he can be a strong late game carry, but in his current position, he's not going to be able to do much against this Antimate, especially an Antimate with an Abyssal Blade.
Yep. Empire looking to pressure a little bit. I think one thing they can be doing, which not exactly a game-winning move, but should drag the game out, is basically push out all the wave and try to go ultra late game. I'm speaking at least 20 to 30 more minutes of farming everybody. Any free kill you pick up at this point is going to give you a bit of a vote because of track, and basically go for Scythe of Isis on your Puck as well as on your Leshrac. Hopefully you finish your Abyssal on Lifestealer. And just basically, again, go for the ultra late game, but I don't think that's going to be the case.
No, Antimate goes blinking in. Abyssal Blade does get popped in. Mag RP onto 4. Lifesteal does infest out of that one. He doesn't get caught by the RP. Mana boy! Slam fucking dunk from Antimage. Eternal Envy with the team wipe.
Well, I think Arise had a big part in that as well, but yeah, Envy put the exclamation mark on top of that one. Kaipi will take game 1 of this best of 3 series, and again, loser goes home. There's no second chance in this best of 3. So Kaipi feeling pretty comfortable in game 1. Where, in your opinion, is the turning point of this game?
It was, well, I think the turning point came up, well, somewhat a couple minutes after that 5-man team wipe that Empire won early. They got themselves about a 4k gold lead, and they had to keep on being aggressive, getting more kills. If they weren't getting kills, they had to be out-farming Kaipi, which they weren't doing. I think Kaipi put too much emphasis on looking for the ganks, because if Kaipi avoided the ganks, they win. When you're ahead, if you're wasting time looking for ganks which you're not getting, you're falling behind. So I think Kaipi focused more on just keeping ahead on farm. Yeah,
credit to Kaipi in terms of dodging all those great smoke ganks, but that's game 1. Kaipi leads 1-0.
Yeah, fantastic game. We'll be back soon with game number 2. I'm Gods and he's Loomis. We're casting the G1 league. This is your phase 1. Quick look at the brackets here. KP and Empire fighting over a spot in phase 2, which is then double elimination bracket. Later on today, we've got Q Pandas up against Team Dignitas, guys. But right now, we're going into game 2. It's a 1-game advantage to Team KP. Eternal Envy's Anti-Mage carrying them through game 1. We'll be back soon, guys. Thanks for tuning into the Beyond the Summit broadcast. I'm Gods, he's Eternal Envy, and we'll be back with more live action soon.
He's Luminous.
He's Luminous. What did I say?
Eternal Envy.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm
I know.
going.
That was a big insult.
Shh. Okay, we're done. I'm gone. Bye.